Welcome back to the F123 My Team Save here on the ChesnoidPlays channel after the misfortune of suffering a frustrating game bug in the last episode and as a result needlessly retiring from the full Grand Prix in the United States. We come to Mexico with just a single point in the Drivers' Championship at the moment. 1 point separating myself from Lewis Hamilton, and then only another 5 points back is George Russell with 4 races to go, 3 races to go, 4 I think, including this one. With 4 including this one. Brazil, Vegas, and Abu Dhabi still to come. We try and get ourselves back on top. We weren't really able to fully flesh out any sort of experience with 104 difficulty, which is what we're going to do, hopefully, over the course of this full weekend, although Mexico was a track where I significantly struggled last season. The bug that we encountered when we were in the last episode is I was on this number 2 and I scrolled across the number 5 and hit the button as you do to do that, to apply the component. There's a separate menu, a different menu that pops up at that time where we were in the weekend because of part FOME rules, etc. And you hit OK, and then the little red outline of the thing goes on it. Like that. See that there? It didn't do it. And it's not done it again. You try and put that component on, and sometimes it just doesn't actually accept that you've pressed that thing. That's what happened. It's quite weird that it did it in the moment there as well. That's what happened when I was going into that previous MG UK. So I selected one that wasn't the broken one, and it didn't select the one that wasn't the broken one, and as a result it kept the broken one, meaning that it broke on me and I couldn't complete the full Grand Prix. So that was what happened and how it happened, and hopefully it won't happen again. Or at least we will make sure that we double check before doing anything and advancing before it happens again to avoid it. So, Mexico, 1 point, 71 laps. But first, practice. Do drop the video a like and subscribe to the channel to make sure you don't miss out on any more. You guys have been smashing the love on this save so far. The past 3 or 4 videos have all been some of the highest viewed of the past couple of weeks. So, you guys are seemingly really enjoying this World Championship battle, and I can't thank you enough for that. So please, do keep dropping the video a like. Do keep subscribing if you haven't already, and make sure that you come and join me on Twitch and watch them live as well. It'd be great to have the similar sort of growth on Twitch as we have been here on the YouTube channel. So let's keep that going. Right, practice first, and we'll take it session by session and hopefully get the win. Into practice 3, out of practice 3, fresh components put on the car, ones that won't explode halfway through a Grand Prix. At least we hope, anyway, he says, jinxing himself probably for the rest of this Mexican Grand Prix weekend. A decent haul of resource points. We've basically decided with Twitch chat that if we don't get any regulation changes added between this Grand Prix and Brazil, as we're on our way to Brazil, then we're probably not getting any this year. It is one of the options, is a possibility that you will get no regulation changes in any given season. It just seems that it's quite rare that that happens, but it may well be happening to us right now. We didn't do a quali run in practice. I probably should have to have an idea of what to expect, but with the performance index reading the way that it does, as ever, we expect to get through to Q3, and whether we can or cannot challenge for pole remains to be seen on this new difficulty. Anything 16.2 or below we're happy with. And it's a 15.9, which puts us P4. I'm happy enough with that in the first session. That'll do very nicely. It was a pretty clean lap, to be fair. There wasn't much wrong with it. Could maybe have carried a bit more speed through the second sector, but I'm happy enough with the 15.9. Still about 4/10 off my teammate, and certainly expecting the Mercedes to get faster, but I'm happy enough with that, and we will retire from session pretty confident that we'll get through, which we do in P7. Vamos. I think that was P13 only. It is P13 only. As was the case last year, We do not have pace in Mexico. Out in Q2 on genuine pace alone. A 15.8 is what I put in, which was my fastest lap of the whole weekend. There was certainly more time in the lap, but not 8/10. That's tough. Pierre P1 though, doing it for the team. If he could do that again in Q3, that would be lovely. Doesn't mean we've got more tyres for the race, but it's still not great to be starting P13. Wait and see how things go in the full Grand Prix. We'll try something with strategy perhaps to rocket ourselves up the standings, up the positions to help with our ranking in the standings. I need to finish ahead of both Mercedes if I'm to keep first place in the championship. So let's hope that I can do that. Any penalties to them would be great right about now. Gasly on pole, so no penalty for him, thankfully. Unfortunately, equally no penalty for Lewis. Pierre got into the 14s. 1:14.8 for Pierre Gasly. He can extract the absolute maximum out of this car at this circuit. I do believe that Mexico is probably a bit of an outlier. We know that we were slow here last year as well. So we're probably going to be faster in Brazil on 104 than we are here in Mexico at 104. I've gained a position because Lando Norris is taking a penalty, but only that one position, and he starts right behind me. So Lando is certainly going to be an issue in the early stages. Let's see what everyone else is starting on. A lot of mediums. Lando's on the hards, intriguingly, and then softs further back. Well, I was thinking of starting on the mediums, so I will probably start on the mediums. I just want to double check that everything's turned on, which it is. Good, thank you, game. So, let's figure out our strategy. So we'll start on the mediums, and then we'll go on to the softs. Oh, surely I'm not going to need 9.5 laps worth of extra fuel. It is a pretty fuel-intensive circuit, though. I'll go with 7.5 laps. I'll go with 8 laps, just to be sure. I'll go with 8 laps worth of extra fuel. We're going to go medium, soft, soft. Hope that a 2-stop is quicker than the 3-stop for us personally, rather than just the stuff on the spreadsheet in the textbook. And hopefully we can come away with some good progression here. Maybe an undercut and to go for a 3-stop. Depends how the tyres degrade. It depends how fast we are. We shall wait and see. I do have another set of medium tyres I can go to, though, which is good. If we do want to go medium, medium, soft, if we feel like we need to, and still 2-stop, not 3, but the softs are going to be a lot quicker here, I think. So we'll play it by ear, but starting with a 2. Overcast, though, for the full Grand Prix, so track temperatures will be lower, meaning degradation should be lower too. Starting quite a way back now in P12. Expecting, as ever, a good launch. But from there, it is a long way down to turn 1, and I'm very much probably going to have to use quite a bit of battery to ensure that I can stick with everybody around me. Lando on the hards will be handy behind, but he's still going to be quick. 0.4 will do. 0.4 will do.
Let's make sure we get the edge on the surrounding drivers as the lights go out.
Right. Come on then. I don't know what to expect for this one, more so than any other race. It's never really that predictable, but this is a proper unknown. Good initial launch. Then a decent second phase, and with the battery usage, but then the straight line speed of everyone else kicks in. Like I say, we are set up for Sector 2 here, not Sector 1. But that probably couldn't have been a better start, and we get caught on the pinch here. We are P12 to... Oh, force wide though. P12 to P8 at the start. P12 to P8. That is one of the best starts of the season, but solely down to our good initial getaway, avoiding wheel spin in the second phase of the start, and then actually utilising a lot of battery to try and get up. But we will still be very vulnerable down the full straight every single lap. But I couldn't have asked for more, really, at the beginning. Perez in front of us is on softs as well, so if he starts to make some moves, maybe we can stick with him, but it is unlikely here. It's his own Grand Prix, of course, and it's my weakest Grand Prix. Certainly one of. Monaco is probably my weakest Grand Prix. We'll see what we can do Although Jedda's up there too. As well, one of the weakest. Really going to have to make sure I get a good exit onto the straight, though, every time. So far, we're 0 from 1. That was a better exit. That was a better exit. Still not great, but better. I've had to use a lot of battery already. I think I'm going to be better off sitting behind Max and trying to slingshot off him. I am at the head of a train right now, and here comes Max Verstappen, and that whole sitting behind Max thing is enacting itself earlier than I hoped it would, down to P9. Max is hopefully going to help me stay competitive here. My tyre wear was decent here too, actually. One of the Mercedes has disappeared down the road. Pierre has not been able to hold on to P1 at all. In fact, I think Pierre might be running 4th right now, which is awful, really. They just were almost 3 wide at the very beginning, weren't they? Which is not going to help us or him. But at the moment, we are clinging onto the back of Max Verstappen. But it is very much clinging right here, right now. Here comes Esteban. DRS OP. Got some soft runners behind, so their tyres will go off a lot quicker than ours. I just got to try and stay ahead of them whilst they have the best of their tyre wear. We're P10 right now. Still hoping to make moves forward, but this is turning into just as difficult a Grand Prix as we expected it to. Oh, God. I cannot get the power down out that third turn at all. The car constantly wants to just switch ends on me. Trying to get past Esteban if I can, but getting no rear traction whatsoever. Really struggling with it. As you can see, second lap in a row it's done that to me there. 10% wear after 8 laps is actually not bad at all. Obviously the rears at 11 are slightly higher because of all of that I've been doing. I'm so scared to put the throttle down. Really apprehensive to even to touch the throttle because I'm just waiting for it to spin me round. I wonder what strategy those in front are on.
Keep an eye on that gap ahead, please. Okay, we think they've got 2 stops remaining. 2 stops remaining.
You see, even those on the softs are 2-stopping. A 2-stop is the way forward here, it seems. Then 3-stopping for me probably would just leave me with too much work to do. I've probably not got the pace to 3-stop. Right, I'm going to try and get Esteban here if I can with DRS. We're only 3/10 behind him. This should be pretty straightforward. Give him a bit of a squeeze.
Good job, nice overtake.
He's trying to hang around the outside, I won't let him. Now I'm going to try and close on Max, but don't know about that. One of the Mercedes is really holding up a bit of a train there. Don't know whether he's got damage or not. Or whether they're all just matched for speed. The question is, can I close that gap to Max? He's not got DRS, so if I can catch him, I should be able to get to him and stay with him. I've got to get to him in the first place is the thing. I'm going to need a really strong undercut here to stand a chance. Max is just really comfortably pulling away from me now.
Trailing our teammate by 8.5 seconds.
I'm going to go to lap 56. I'm going to fall behind Esteban again here purely because of DRS. I can't use all of my battery, otherwise I'll just end up getting well and truly left behind. I get a little bit lucky there. I caught the back of Esteban's car, but didn't cause me any damage. Right, so I'm in a bit of a predicament here in that I'm faster than Albon, but not as fast. Sorry, faster than Ocon, but not as fast as Verstappen. So I'm going to be able to take Esteban Ocon almost every time we're in this situation, but by constantly battling with him, Max is just going to get further and further away. I don't know what to do here. I have to let Lawson go there. Can I hang it around the outside? No, it's not worth it. Out the points again.
Keep on him, you might make a mistake.
This is going to be a really frustrating Grand Prix, I think. I just don't think I've got the raw speed. I don't think I've got the raw speed for a 3-stop. I don't see me finishing any higher than 9th as it stands right now, without the help of a safety car or some DNFs. Genuinely. Really struggling with rear traction pretty much everywhere. But we do think it's track specific. I don't think this is because we've gone up to 104 difficulty. I think this is track specific. We struggled like this at Mexico last year. It was really tough for us. But these two fighting is just going to cost me even more time to Max. If it weren't such a terribly slow tyre, I'd consider pitting, putting on the hards, and going medium, hard, soft, or medium, hard, medium, rather than medium, soft, soft, purely just to get me out of this traffic. There's no way with an extra stop. Oh god, I'm so deep there. There's no way with an extra stop that I overturn the gap that I've currently got to the leading few. Not a chance. My tyre wear was decent in practice, so we have to hope that that comes into play at some point. And that the only way that comes into play is if we stay on a 2-stop. 18% at the minute on the rears after 14 laps. The tyres are wearing really well, but of course it's a 71 lap race. So they're going to have to go a long way. You see how the gap to Max is just growing and growing. Perez's soft tyres must be going off there because Max has now caught Sergio. You can see how slow Liam Lawson is through this part of the track.
I've got information on Albon for you.
Okay, Albon behind.
Their car, they're going to be slow.
Albon behind is slow. And he's kind of in the middle ground between myself and Piastri, who's on soft tyres that will be slowing. Yet further still. I tell you, man, rear traction, even at 10 miles an hour, the back end's like, no, I'm spinning. No grip whatsoever at this circuit. A 1-stop would just have me dead. A 1-stop would have me dead. I don't have the straight line speed to pull it off. I just wouldn't be able to defend down the straight at all, and I wouldn't have the pace advantage that I currently have through this part of the track because my tyres would be too worn. There's not enough room to get him through there. I have to get out of the throttle. That was a career mode only move, but I needed to make it. I know I'm out of DRS range of Esteban anyway, so it doesn't mean anything because it'll just take me back down the straight. Front runners are in the pits, at least Lewis is in the pits, as is Bottas too. They must have started on softs. They've not gone that far. Pierre Gasly now leads the Grand Prix. He's managed to get himself in front of one of the Mercedes and the Ferrari, so Pierre's actually coming back into it a little bit. He was running P4, only Lewis has stopped from that front group, and Pierre's now P1, so he managed to get himself up to P2 again. Lewis has gone soft, soft, Valtteri medium, medium. There might be some 3-stoppers in here, rather than just the 2s that were around us. Strategically, it may come to us. Verstappen has now taken Sergio Perez as well. So Max Verstappen's on a bit of a charge here. If I can get out of DRS range of Liam Lawson, then I can take Esteban and not worry about him behind, but the minute. I have to just constantly worry about Lawson behind until hopefully he pits on this lap. Pit this lap, please, Liam. Save me my agony. No. No such thing. We'll be able to take Esteban, though. My issue is I can take Esteban. I just then can't get far enough away from him so that he's out of DRS range. All around the outside of you. So he's out of DRS range, but the next time we get to the main straight, so he just gets me back again. I might be able to get out of DRS range of Esteban here if I can get this middle sector right, which I haven't. But I have been able to get out of DRS range of him. Yes, Esteban, thank you. Please don't get back within DRS range of me here. So I know I'm slow through the stadium section. He didn't. Good. No DRS for Esteban Ocon. Okay. Right, crack on then, Ches. Hopefully now we can drop those two behind and concentrate on everything in front of us. Lewis is coming as well on fresh softs, which won't take more than 2 or 3 laps to close these gaps. Lewis is now with and taking those behind. 2 seconds the gap to Lewis now. It was like 7 2 laps ago. So significantly faster than anybody else right now, Lewis Hamilton. We're stopping in 5 laps time. I may stop 25 rather than 26. But we're stopping very soon. Right, let me ask when I get on the straight and see if Lewis is on a 3-stop because he pits so soon. Especially going soft as well. It's got to be on a 3-stop. I don't think there's any way Lewis can't be on a 3-stop.
Okay, we think they've got 2 stops
Yeah, he's
remaining.
3-stopping. Oh, that's gone really deep there.
1:19.9.
Cost me half a second, that one mistake to Lewis and to Sergio as well, and Max. Just because I'm listening to that fucking radio call, not concentrating on my driving. And all the hard work I put in to close down on Max and Sergio, gone. In a case of 2 corners. Pierre a long way out in front on his own now. He's pulling away from George, and they're both pulling away from the Ferrari. I want to know what... I'm pretty sure Bottas is 3-stopping too.
Okay, we think they've got 2 stops remaining.
Yeah, Bottas is 3-stopping too. So I'm going to box this lap for a set of softs. I'm undercutting by a single lap. Well, I'm stopping 1 lap early. I'm not necessarily undercutting anyone at this particular moment in time. Still running P9. Lewis has caught up with Sergio Perez already. We can see the difference that fresh tyres make. Even Valtteri Bottas on new mediums is extending gaps over me that are pretty strong. So when we put this fresh set of softs on now, Pierre is in the pits as well. But there's definitely enough time for us both to get in and out. We're intrigued to know what Pierre goes to next, because we want a medium, soft. If he goes medium, that says to me that they can't make their tyres last.
Pierre is in the pits.
Just managed to make it in before going over the speed limit. Pierre is in and Pierre is out, and we are coming up next. What did Pierre go to? That's what I want to know. Oh, there they are. Well done, lads. 2.3 seconds stop. Thank you. Right, what's Pierre on? Pierre is on medium, so we've both gone medium. Okay. George has gone medium as well. George had a 0.3 second stop longer than Pierre as well. So Pierre will have extended his gap on him in the pits. Down to P13 here.
Okay, 1 stop to go. Just 1 stop.
And more positions about to be lost as well. Lando's passed on his medium tyres. We will hold the position to Magnussen. Now, I cannot afford to lose any time here. I need to get through this traffic as soon as possible. Lando started his race on hards. So, he's stopped to go to mediums very early. And I'm on softs now. So, Pierre has gone medium. George has gone medium. I've gone medium soft.
fast here. Use overtake. Use overtake.
So it says to me that they can't make their tyres last, or we've made a mistake trying to go medium soft. We'll see how our tyres fare wear-wise between now and lap 48. We know that our mediums will go 26 laps, which would be, what, lap 45 if we needed to put mediums on. So these soft tyres need to last me at least until lap 45. Sorry, these soft tyres need to last me at least until lap 45, which I don't think they will. We may well have to go medium, soft, medium, but we'll give it our best shot. Oh, he's gone really defensive there, Lando, but he's overshot it. And we're through. He went really defensive there. He was already offline defensively, and then as I went to go around him, he went even more so.
Good job.
P14, and hopefully more overtakes to come.
Yellow flag.
Yellow flag's in front. Someone's either going slowly or retiring, not sure which.
Yellow flag ahead. And gap to the car in front is 1.
Someone there going very slowly. It's Lance Stroll. He's retiring. His engine has gone, as you can see there.
I've got information
Stroll
on
out.
Stroll. They're retiring from the race.
A safety car would have been lovely, considering I've just put these tyres on, but no such luck.
The gap to the car
My
in front is
fastest
less
lap of the
than
race.
1 second now. Well
3
done.
cars in front. There's Sergio Perez. We have undercut Sergio Perez. He took his softs way longer than we took our mediums. And as a result, we've undercut Sergio Perez. That's a position gained. But now I really need to shake off this lot as soon as I can. Any time lost here is killing my overall race strategy. These guys are gonna battle like crazy as well. And they're gonna be slow. Trying to switch back here. Can I get the traction? Get on the inside here. Yes, I can. I'll force the issue. That's 1. Not really going to be able to get past Piastri here. Oh, God, you're so slow, Oscar. That's another. And we were behind him during the detection point. So that's P10. We're back in the points. Now chasing Zhou Guanyu. Zhou will be easy meat this lap. Very easy meat. I might even get him before the DRS zone.
Lapping around a second faster than the car ahead. Keep
Nearly,
this up.
but not quite. But easy meat. Gap to Max. 3.4 now. He's stuck. Max's strategy's being ruined here. Being stuck behind an Aston Martin. Our gap to Max before we pit was 8 seconds. Oh, you can see how the time is just dropping. They're 3 wide in front. They're battling so hard.
The car ahead,
It's Liam Lawson,
2.6 seconds.
who is still on his original soft tyres. He's taken those soft tyres 30 laps. Surely he's boxing now, indeed he does. So that's cost Max Verstappen our entire 8-second gap. Thank you, Liam. If I can make these softs last, it would be huge. But it is a big if at the minute. Tyre wear's pretty balanced though, thankfully, so we're losing just as much on the back as we are at the front, and vice versa. It's not like Baku or anywhere where the rears are just gone and that limits what progress you can make. Carlos Sainz now holding up Max Verstappen, but Sainz might not have pit yet. There's no way, surely, that he's dropped this far back. He must not have pit yet. Are they one-stopping at Ferrari? Medium hard, maybe? Or did they both just lose that much time behind Liam Lawson? Because the other Ferrari's just in front as well. They might, all of them, the 3 in front, have lost time behind Liam Lawson.
Really good stuff.
It's just that the Ferrari Charles Leclerc was able to get past. Go on, lads, you keep fighting like that and I will snap up the scraps. Verstappen past Sainz. Tell me, has he pit yet? So they have stopped. It's just that Max is quite clearly faster than Carlos right now. I got my entry into this middle sector awfully wrong there. But we've carried good speed, thankfully. So this is now our net position, P8, I think, unless there's anyone in front that's yet to pit. I don't think there is. So we're now running a net P8. Pierre is now running first. Lewis, obviously, having stopped very early to go soft, is doing an extra stop to everybody else. But Lewis has just got himself back up to P3, I think. But currently, my teammate Pierre Gasly leads the Grand Prix. Which is good news. Any points taken away from the Mercedes today is really going to help me in the final 3 races of the season, because at the minute I'm not going to be getting many today. Might have to go mediums again on lap 45-ish. I don't think these softs are going to last. Max is vulnerable here, very vulnerable. Pulled back over to the racing line though, which is annoying, and then he's gone deep there. Thank you, Max, I'll have that. See ya.
Okay, good work. Great pass.
If he's going to make a mistake, I'm going to pick his pocket. He'd do the exact same thing to me. P7. Oh, Carlos is round! Carlos is round! P5! Sorry, P6. Carlos Sainz right in front of us. Just absolutely bins it. Safety car.
Safety car is out. Safety car is out.
What to do? I might put a fresh set of softs on. Or a fresh set of mediums. Or hards to the end. Oh, what to do, I don't know. I'm going to put a fresh set of mediums on. Fresh set of mediums, and then we'll definitely 3-stop from here then.
Okay,
Lots of cars in the pits behind, presumably for damage, for hitting Carlos Sainz, maybe.
Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now.
Right, they want me to take these tyres another 36 laps, which will not happen. But we've only gone down to P10, and we've now got a tyre advantage on everyone in front of us. I still have a fresh set of softs I can go to, which I almost certainly will need to. Now we're just catching the safety car line up and going slow. Looking after these tyres. Sainz is still in the race. Yes, he spun and recovered. I don't know whether anyone got any warnings for hitting him, maybe? No incidents, no? Anyone? How many people pit for wings? Nobody. Nobody hit him. Nobody hit him at all. It's just that a lot have taken the opportunity under the safety car to pit. Including Lewis Hamilton, you'll notice, who's gone from soft to medium. To be fair, his first pit stop was lap 17, so that is right on cue for Lewis. So he would have pit then anyway, I think. There's going to be a lot of soft runners around me, I think. I've got mediums at the minute, but in front of the group that's on mediums, there's going to be loads on softs, and behind the group that's on mediums, there's going to be loads on softs. Sainz is actually only P12. This will either really, really help our race, or we've made the wrong decision in pitting, and it will hinder us, but I don't think that's the case. I hope we can have a strong finish here now. Yeah, all those that also pit behind the safety car have definitely helped. If we'd have dropped to like P17 or something with a pit stop, then it would have been a lot more difficult, but the fact that we're still P10 is great. Liam Lawson behind us has only just pit for those softs, so he's delighted at the minute. Safety car in this lap. Here we go.
Safety car is in this lap.
This could be absolute chaos down to turn 1. My tyres are pretty warm. They're not peak temperature, but they're not bad. Be better than those that have been sat behind the safety car longer than we have, that's for sure. Safety car will peel in now. We're slowing down even more. We need to try and get this right, though. When they go, I go. And they have gone. So have I. Have to use battery. They will all use battery as well. We know that Lawson behind is on softs. We are green, we are green, we are green. Anyone going for anyone into turn 1. Remarkably, I don't know if anybody's going to make any overtakes into turn 1 there. Everybody filtered through, one behind the other. That's very unexpected. Very unexpected indeed. Okay, game on then. How old are Tsunoda's tyres? 13 laps.
We think they've got one more stop.
So his tyres are going to be 15, 16%. Ours are fresh. Ours are fresh. Oh, and he's made a mistake. I had to get out of the throttle and onto the brake to avoid him. Yeah, his tyres are gone. Well, not gone, but they're just not comparable to ours. storming up the inside in the stadium section. The fans in there would have loved that. As did I. P9 again. Hello, Esteban.
Nice work, mate.
Nice to see you again. How old are your tyres, pal?
Their tyres are
13 laps old for his as well.
One more stop.
Yellow flag again. It's behind though. We might just all be going really slowly through there. Safety car again.
No overtaking. Reduce your...
What's happened behind us then? Safety car's out again. Oh no! The Aston spun. Sorry, the Alfa Romeo spun off the Aston. It's right, it's literally right behind me. That's me. So behind me, these guys, the Aston Martin's just, was there contact or has he just dropped it? I think he's just dropped it. He's just dropped it on his own and then sat there. What's he reversing back into traffic for? He's reversed off the track. Oh, man. He's going to get back up and running. Nobody's got any damage, but that's another safety car then for no reason whatsoever. If he'd have just sat there and waited or gone forwards and spun around, it'd be fine. But you reversed into traffic. What are you doing? Safety car in this lap. Feels familiar. We've done this before. Zhou Guanyu binning it on his own. No contact. Just got on the throttle far too early in anticipation of trying to get around Liam Lawson. Too aggressive, too soon, and it cost him. Tyres are calling. Need to get going soon. Need to time this right, just like we did before. Will we go through one by one like we did last time? Lando's in the pits. Oh no, not that bug again. Thankfully, it's not going to change the outcome of the race. I might be able to get Esteban here, maybe. 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 I'm going to go for the overtake around the outside. He's gone wide and deep, but we've gotten it done. That's P7. There has been an overtake off the restart. Not very much. Now, Valtteri Bottas on his soft tyres is very happy right now. Well, they're getting aggressive in front. Lewis and Leclerc getting very, very aggressive. Lewis trying to take Charles. Might have been contact there. Not sure.
Right, we need to get past here. Use overtake. Use overtake.
Well, I'll try, but they're going to be quicker than me. DRS next lap. If we can, I'd say if we can extend past DRS range of Ocon, that'd be great. But with everybody in front battling, I don't think that's going to happen. Lewis and Leclerc still going for it, slowing this whole group up. Oh, God. I'm too busy watching them, not concentrating on where I'm putting my power down. I very nearly lost it myself there on my own. Is Lewis through yet or not? Are they still going for it? They are. Lewis is still not registered as P3. Get around the outside of Max here because they're so slow, maybe. Maybe. I'll leave him space on the inside, and that's P6. That's P6.
Keep going.
Thank you, Lewis. Bringing me back into this race, pal. Battling so hard with Charles Leclerc, it's allowed first and second to disappear, but it's got me involved and DRS enabled next lap. Leclerc is doing the God's work here. Doing the Lord's work, doing God's work. Bottas got a bit out of shape there. I don't know how old his softs are. Not very, I don't think. I'll run on him here, though.
Okay, the stewards have now enabled DRS. DRS is now online.
And now we've got a...
Bottas ahead. Okay,
Come on, I'm going to take Bottas around the outside, same we did Ocon, if I can.
Their tyres are 9 laps
Oh, he's got
old.
9-lap-old tyres.
And the time last lap was 1 minute 20.
Okay, this is getting feisty. But I'm going to take Leclerc here as well. That's gone very... it might not. It might not. Leclerc's still there. He's got the inside line. Need to get my braking point right. But I'm going to have the inside line for this one. I'm going to throw my nose in there. I'm not giving this up. P4. Hi, Lewis. My World Championship rival. How are you, sunshine? Thank the Lord for safety cars. That's all I can say. They've cost us races in the past. Might be making our race here. Was I within a second there? I was, thank God for that.
Starting to catch the car in front, but we need to look after the tyres. We won't be making another pit stop.
I am making another pit stop, I tell you that much right now. In 13 laps time on lap 58, we're going to whack on a set of softs. I think George has gapped, sorry, Pierre has gapped George as well. George is now out of DRS range of Pierre Gasly. Gasly is now odds-on favourite for the win of this Grand Prix. I think George's tyres are going, you know. That gap to George Russell is plummeting. Their tyres must be much older than mine. Much older. Now Lewis went soft, which means he's almost certainly going medium, medium at the end. George started mediums. So some are out of sync because of what they did in the under the safety cars. Some are not. These two Mercedes are fighting for the title here, so don't expect one to just give over for the other. But I'm involved in that title fight too, so don't expect me to just let you guys get away. I need to stick with Lewis, and George Russell goes from 2nd to 4th in one stadium section. His tyres are dead. I'm going to ask about them, but his tyres are absolutely dead. Lewis's were 13 laps old. How old are George's?
Less than a second. They're on old mediums. Their tyres are
23.
We think they've got one more stop.
George's lap. George will be stopping soon. Genuinely, George will be stopping soon. You're going to undercut me, so I'm going to have to massively close up on them and overtake them again at the end of the race. I'm not stopping for another 10 laps. We've dropped George, though. And P5 is miles away. Valtteri's just gone. We're definitely on for a top 4 here. Those safety cars have absolutely saved my world championship. Carlos Sainz and Zhou Guanyu have single-handedly kept my championship alive. Okay, let's get past him then, shall we? See you, Lewis. And that gap to Pierre's coming down as well. P2. How old are Pierre's tyres?
Their tyres are 24 laps old.
So Pierre's tyres are the same as George's. They're both 2 stopping. Lewis's tyres are newer because he's 3 stopping. And the minute, I'd say myself or Lewis for the win, maybe. But we know that Pierre is going to softs last. George is going to softs last. And I think Lewis is going to mediums. But because of the safety cars, he might be able to go softs last as well if he's got a set, which he should do. Or he might not do. I might only have an extra set of softs because I didn't make it out of Q2. Pierre's in now, in fact. That's the lead of the race for us. George should be in as well, I imagine.
Pierre is in for his stop
And
now.
isn't. George is not in. But we now lead the Grand Prix. From P13 to P1. Do I cover Pierre? Do I pit now for softs? They will go 20 laps. We know they'll go 20 laps. Do I pit now for softs? Do I cover Pierre Gasly and go for the win? I'm tempted to. Get an undercut on those behind with George Russell falling further behind. I'm only handing it back to him if I don't. I'm dragging Lewis along here. I almost need Lewis to be running slower on his tyres. Pierre has come out in a lot of traffic though. A lot of traffic. No, I'm going to stay out. I'm going to stay out and try and get ahead of that traffic by the time we pit, if we can. Look on the minimap. Look where Pierre is. He's a long way back. And he's got so many cars to get through. Some of which might not stop again. Lewis is probably going to get me here, though. Russell's in. Russell's in. So myself and Lewis might actually be able to work together here to get ourselves away from at least one championship rival. If we slingshot each other, DRS for DRS, then between us we'll just gap George Russell and Pierre Gasly. My tyres are about the same age as his, if not slightly less. Go for P1 again. He's going to fight it. Don't do that, Lewis. You're only going to cost us both time. See, pal? I pinched him a little bit on the apex just to try and force him to make a decision as to whether to throw his nose up there or get out of it. He got out of it. He's now out of DRS range as well. A few of those cars with Pierre have now pit and are out of his way and may well be out of my way by the time I come to pit too. We will come out 9th if we pit now.
Behind is 20.8 seconds.
And he is 3rd, 7th. I'll come out with George Russell, I think. If I pit now, I'll come out with George. Carlos in the pits. A couple of others in the pits. That's going to free up Pierre now. I either want... Gasly's on hards. Pierre's gone medium, hard, not soft. Huge. Absolutely huge. He's making his way through the traffic comfortably enough. But he is on hard tyres. And I'm going softs, pal. Are we going to win this race? I'm not sure what George is on. George may well have gone medium, hard as well. At some Grand Prix, my tyre wear has killed me off. In this Grand Prix, my tyre wear might be, along with two very helpful, very handy safety cars, might be ensuring that I get a potential victory here. Is Lewis in? Lewis pitting now. Depending on what Lewis goes to, determines whether I cover him off or not. If he goes softs, I'm in. I'm in. I have to cover Lewis off. I've got to cover that Lewis Hamilton stop. I've got to stop now. Russell's on softs as well. I can't do another 3 laps. I can't. We're going to do a 16 lap sprint. Or 15 lap by the time we come in. 15 lap sprint. No, it will be 16, including 71. On softs. Lewis has come out in P5. Right with the Red Bulls. And an Alpine. And crucially, has come out in front of that Alpine. I have to hope that I can do the same. I was about 1.5 seconds in front of him at the time of pitting. So provided my team can put in a very good pit stop, we should come out ahead of Lewis Hamilton, I hope. But it's going to have to be a very good pit stop by our crew to ensure that that is the case. That's probably Pierre finishing P4. He on hards won't keep the Mercedes behind. Not a chance. 2.3 second stop. Where am I coming out? No, Norris is going to get taken by George here. God damn it. That might have cost me. That mistake might have cost me P4 there. Traction coming out the pits is just diabolical. It's so bad. I need to get back within DRS range of Lewis and Sharpish. I cannot let them get away from me. I need this win, Dom. Lewis in DRS range of Lando. And because he's probably going to catch him on the main straight, it's not going to hold him up that much either. Dennis Hauger is out. Hauger is out. It's an Aston Martin at the back. He must have, his engine must have gone, surely. Is this Hauger? It is. That's a bang. Can confirm that's what mine did for 20 laps in bloody Texas. Come on then. We will at least finish P5, I think. At least P5. I don't know if Lando has to pit again. If he doesn't, he's going to be slow. So maybe at least P4. But can I get the win or a podium? It's Lando down to P4. And George might be taking the lead here. I need them to scrap. If I'm to close, I need first and second and third and fourth to scrap. I don't think third and fourth are going to scrap. But first and second certainly could. And no overtaking into this section where the yellow flag is will save Pierre for the time being.
Be aware there's an incident in the next part of the track. No overtaking through the yellow flags.
We should be within DRS range of Lando by the time we get to the next part. We will be comfortably. So if I can get Lando down the pit straight as well, he won't hold me up either. Pierre still P1, clinging on. Thanks for the DRS, Lando.
Trailing our teammate by 3.1 seconds.
Go on, Pierre. Hold on to it, pal. Hold on to it for your life. It's going to be a four-way fight for the win, isn't it? If they fight, though, and I can pick a pocket, I fancy my chances to get away if I can make my way past all three of them. If they keep fighting, we might be able to just ease our way through and ride off into the sunset. That would be the plan. Don't think that will be quite so straightforward. Pierre trying his best to gap George. DRS is keeping George in touch. George pit first, obviously, of everybody. So his tyres, of all of us, are the oldest. And mine, of all of us, are the youngest, although only by a lap on Lewis. Fastest lap of the race, thank you very much. We're with them. Four-way fight for the dub. Massive recovery drive. Massive recovery drive. We did need the safety cars, though. I can't deny it. Even if I can finish ahead of just one of the Mercedes, it's going to be huge for the championship. Even just one of them would be magical, especially if it's Lewis. Thing is, we've all got DRS on off Pierre basically. I'd have DRS on George even.
We're increasing our gap on the car behind by around a second a lap.
George dummied outside, then went to the inside and has gotten the move done. And Pierre might be going from first to fourth very quickly. Or not. He's sending on first to third, but now they're all scrapping again. And of course the two Mercedes drivers are in the World Championship fight together. Pierre has gone from first to fourth very quickly. Hopefully the soft tyres of Russell and Hamilton go. Oh, this is probably suicide, so I won't. Lucky escape with the touch on the rear of Hamilton. Lewis takes George, whose tyres are older, I reiterate. Pierre's got a run on me. Pierre Gasly fights back. Oh, he gives up. He gave up. I left him loads of room. I'm not going to squeeze out my teammate quite like that. Lewis has the fresher tyres of the two Mercedes. I have the fresher tyres of everyone here. I cannot afford to let Lewis get away. Hopefully, Pierre's tyres pay dividends at the end of the race with wear. I don't know. I don't know as they will. I'll try and drag him with me if I can. But not at the expense of the race victory, that's for sure. Try switch back here if I can. Oh, I shouldn't have broke. I should have just swung. Should have put my faith in the aero. I didn't. George is going to go for the lead again. This has been a hell of a Grand Prix. I hope you guys are enjoying the entertainment. Certainly making up for the lack of action in America. I've got the sweep on Lewis there. Having to clout over the curbs. Can't get it done. We had a bit of a wobble. Had to get out the throttle though to make the turn and not run into the back of him again. This has the potential to just run and run and run for the entirety of the rest of the Grand Prix. I don't think it will, but it certainly has the potential to. Lewis is very slow just before this final turn there. It's not the first time he's done that. It might make him vulnerable at some point. Keeping Pierre with us, which is protecting him from Max Verstappen. And Lewis isn't close enough to go for the lead. Doesn't mean he won't ever go in the next bit, though. It would be intense enough if it were just a race for the victory. But there is 6 points between the three of us for the World Championship. Lewis has gone defensive. That could cost him. He's managed to recover his line and his momentum. Hasn't cost him DRS on George. I got well out of line. That might cost me P3 here. Gasly round the outside. I'm not going to squeeze him. I'm going to leave him room. He's pulled in behind me. Don't know if I was in DRS range of Lewis or not then. I was, just by a matter of milliseconds. Thank the Lord. This time Lewis will go for the lead. And he'll get it. Eventually, Russell's tyres will give up. But not yet. Yeah, I'm going to shut up and focus on driving. A little eager to get on the throttle there. But we'll get this done. I don't know if George had DRS or not. He didn't.
Nice move. Good job.
And DRS off George will get us back within touching distance of Lewis again. Oh my Lord. It's sweaty enough in this heat, let alone without such an intense battle. Pierre is still with us. Pierre could absolutely end on the podium here and get ahead of George Russell by the end of the race with tyre wear, as it will be for George. Got a 1 lap advantage on Lewis tyre-wise. And we know that our tyres wear quite well around here. Whether they wear well enough for me to be able to increase that 1 lap's worth of tyre advantage, I don't know. We've dropped the 2 behind though. So George will be very vulnerable to Pierre Gasly down the main straight. Pierre P3. Pierre for P3. If I can get in front of Lewis, we might well be able to take the victory today. With 7 laps to go as we cross the line, we're going to try and take the lead here and now. And Pierre is nearly past George. Come on, Pierre, please. They've gone defensive behind. I need to concentrate what I'm doing here to stop Lewis taking me back. That's first and third now as a Chesnoid racing car overtakes a Mercedes car on 2 occasions through turn 1 on lap 65. That's P1 and P3. From 13th to P1 once more, and this time I don't want to give it away. So I try and back Lewis up into Pierre. Pierre is almost a second away from George now already. It's 1.4 seconds between them. I could try and back him up to give us a 1-2, but I just need the 1. I need to focus on the Drivers' Championship and the Drivers' Championship alone. If I can break DRS to Lewis, then maybe Pierre can come for him. But he's not broken DRS to George yet either. We'll just have a good second sector and you're out of DRS range. We're out of DRS range. Bye, Lewis. It's now 2 seconds between Lewis and Gasly, though. But hopefully, now he doesn't have DRS, Pierre's hard tyres come into play and he can close the gap. Is that the race win? Is that more than a 1-point lead in the World Championship for us by the checkered flag? I hope so. Pierre breaks DRS to George behind and is now within 1.5 of Lewis Hamilton. Go on, Pierre. Let's have a 1-2, shall we, please? You've got 5 laps, pal. Get it done. Go on, Pierre. We've been here before. 1.3 seconds, Pierre to Lewis. Those hard tyres we thought were a terrible decision. They may end up being what makes his final stint. Go on, Pierre. Pierre is going to be within a second. Go on, Pierre. Pierre Gasly for P2. Come on, let's see it happen. 3 laps to go. Oh, my heart. When that popped up then to say, you've got 20% wear on your tyres, my heart plummeted. I thought I was retiring again. Don't do that to me, game. Don't do that to us watching. Jeez. Half a second between Pierre and Lewis Hamilton now. with 2 laps to go. Surely Pierre gets him down the straight. He'll have this attempt. He'll have the next attempt. And on lap 71, the start-finish line will come too early to have any opportunity to make the overtake down this part of the track. So he has to get it done now or next time around. Lap 70 we begin. We've gone from damage limitation halfway through the race, thinking I'm going to be P7 or 8 at best, as Pierre Gasly takes P2. We were expecting to get no more than 2 or 4 points, or 4 or 6 points at most, 6 at most for a P7 from this Grand Prix. As it happens, we will not get 6 points. We will get 26 points. And my teammate Pierre has taken even more points away from both of the Mercedes by taking them here in the final stages of the race. As a twosome, we close in the Constructors, but whether it's enough to do anything about it with 3 races to go, I really don't expect so. But we will extend our lead in the World Championship. And I have to say thank you to Pierre Gasly and Carlos Sainz and Zhou Guanyu. Without both of those safety cars bringing our strategy to us, we would have been dead and buried in the lower points places at best. But we will not be 10th, 9th, 8th or 7th. We will be first. Pierre is not without Lewis's DRS threat behind him, but he should have the tyres and the car to keep himself in P2. 2 laps of fuel left. We probably judged that well. We might well have put maybe a little bit too much fuel in, although who knows how much we saved behind 2 safety cars with, I think, 5 laps worth of running behind the safety car. We definitely saved a lot of fuel. 6/10 the gap between 2nd and 3rd. I think Pierre might have just done it. We will stay first in this race. We will stay first in the World Championship. And it has been the most drama-filled Grand Prix of potentially the entire save, other than Las Vegas Season 1, which certainly was the most drama-filled of any race of this save. But we've still got Las Vegas to come again as the confetti blows through the stadium section on the final lap. We nearly lose it again. In celebration, it will be P1 and P2 for Chesnoid Racing from P13 on the grid. A champion's drive sees us win and take full points with the fastest lap as well. Driver of the day. Driver of the season, perhaps. Oh, yes! That's huge. That's so big. I was so worried about Mexico. Without those safety cars, I don't do that at all, or even come close to it. Yes! As we head to Brazil, a track I like, but I'm not necessarily quick at. Las Vegas, a track I hate, but have some pace at. And Abu Dhabi, a track I prefer from its previous layout, but don't have masses of pace at. The Drivers' Championship is still wide open, even on this 104 difficulty. Let's make Pierre better for the next round of the championship, as we very much need him to be. The standings are as you see them there. I have myself a 12-point gap to Lewis Hamilton, a 20-point gap to George Russell, as Pierre Gasly storms up behind Max Verstappen with 6 points, only the gap between 4th and 5th in the driver's standings. In the Constructors, we are 72 points behind, without a DNF for one of the Mercedes in at least one of the remaining Grand Prix. I don't see us overturning that. But at the moment, Pierre Gasly absolutely has his spot in the team for next year. No question of doubt about that whatsoever. If we don't get any updates for regulation changes here, then none are coming. Oh, it's a mixed condition race. It's a fully wet sprint as well. It's an intermediate, maybe to full wet sprint by the end. It's a full wet start to the Brazilian Grand Prix. and a dry finish. That will throw even more of a curveball into what was going to be a difficult race anyway. We've leveled off because we've paused, we've halted the progress on the car because of expecting regulation changes, which aren't going to come. So now I can throw those points into the car so we can be significantly upgraded. Drag reduction is maxed. DRS is maxed. Give me that front downforce. Give me that rear downforce. Give me that... I don't want to do the brakes. The brakes are what screwed it in previous seasons with regards to AI and their capabilities, so I'm not going to do that. Give me everything here as well. Energy stores, 62... Oh, department capacity reached. Okay, I'm going to hold off then. Not going to spend any more. Knowing, though, that we are going to renew Pierre's contract means that we can probably, when we go back to the... Can I do anything? No. When we go back to the main menu after this next Grand Prix round, and with the sprint in there as well, that adds even more points up for grabs for the constructors and the drivers. We can upgrade the powertrain department to Spec 3 with the money we've got and still be able to afford Pierre Gasly's contract. This World Championship fight is not over by a long shot. Drop the video a like. If you haven't, you really need to. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the rest of this season. You really need to. And come and join me on Twitch and watch it live because, my God, this is intense and I'd love to have you with me in the moment. You need to. Do it. And breathe. And relax. Create a series tomorrow. A mystery track. My God, it could get even more crazy with content on the channel very, very soon. Thank you very much for watching, YouTube. It's 32 degrees in my office. I'm going to go and turn my AC on. I'll see you next time.